Okay, so for DOS Samba number 7, we're going to go right the way back to the beginning. We're going back to one of the first 2 games that came out for MS-DOS, for the IBM PC, and it's Microsoft Adventure. We might do the other game on another day because it is quite interesting. But anyone who knows Colossal Cave or Microsoft Adventure or just Advent will know of this history, so we'll be quite quick. All right, so in the mid-1970s, this group of people were working at a company called BBN, and they were working on the ARPANET project, the forerunner to the internet. And they were part of the Interface Message Processor group, which was tasked with coming up with a system-independent way for computers to talk to each other. And this chap here, William Crowther, who was working on a way for computers to figure out the shortest path to traverse the network to send messages, which ended up becoming part of the internet. So when you're watching this video today, you can thank this group because they were key in setting up the protocols that let this happen. So in the mid-1970s, he was going through a bit of a divorce and he was having a bad time, and he was missing his kids, and what he wanted was for his kids to have something to do when they came and visited him in the lab. So he decided he was going to make them a game. And him and his wife used to love going caving nearby in Kentucky. And so he decided that he would put his knowledge to good use and come up with a game about going into caves. Now, computers at the time were text-based, so it had to be a text adventure. And when his kids came into the lab, they really liked it. And the other people that played it really liked it, so he gave it away for free. And it travelled around the ARPANET, going onto lots of different PDP systems. A little while later, a guy called Don Woods was playing it. He came across it in another lab, and it was quite easy for people to reach out to each other. So he reached back out to William Crowther and said, "Hey, I really liked it, but it was a little bit limited. Do you mind if I enhance it a little bit, maybe expand it?" And William Crowther said, "Yep, go on, fill your boots." And so Don Woods expanded on it. He then moved it on to the PDP-11 and became incredibly popular. So what was the game about? Well, the cave that William Crowther liked to go around with his ex-wife Pat was called Colossal Cave, and it was part of the largest known cave system in the world, which is called Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. And as you can see, there are lots of different entrances. That's because they were individual caves which were individually discovered, and there was a theory that they were all connected, and it's taken many years, 100 years or so, of caving and exploring at different times of the year when underground rivers are dry, that kind of thing, to find that it is actually one gigantic cave system. And he used to love going exploring it, but of course when he split up with his wife, he wasn't able to go caving anymore and he missed it, so he decided to make a game loosely based on it. And there's a slightly more zoomed in map of the area itself, and anyone who's played Colossal Cave will recognise Bed Quilt. Here is a map of the game that it eventually became. This isn't probably the original game. This is what was expanded version was, and you'll actually notice that there are areas in here called Bed Quilt in the centre, which is the key area right in the middle of the game. So Microsoft had actually produced a copy of this for the TRS-80 called Microsoft Adventure. And when they were coming up with MS-DOS out of CP/M, as we talked about the other day, they already had something that they knew worked, so it didn't take them long. They rebuilt the TRS-80 version of Microsoft Adventure for MS-DOS and released it. And this exciting packaging came with your Microsoft MS-DOS and IBM PC. IBM and Microsoft were so pleased with it that they advertised it as the first game available for the IBM PC system itself. I'm using a web-based early PC emulator at a site called pcjs.org, and they host a copy of the Microsoft Adventure. I think we all know the instructions by now. So I think pretty much everyone has played this game by now, and if you haven't, you probably should. It's a really good little game. My favourite version is on the Spectrum, and it's by level 9, and it's called Colossal Cave. But they're all pretty much of a muchness. We always start on a north-south road. Notice that unlike other versions, this doesn't actually give you directions. It just tells you that you're standing on a road. So we'll just go into the building. There is, of course, a lamp, food, water, and our favourite keys. Now, some versions allow you to go down into the well, and some of them allow you to go east to find more lands to the east, but this version only has the ability to go west back out onto the road again. As with most versions, if you go north or west, you just basically get lost in the forest, which is a standard thing for these clones. And if you head south, that takes you into the game itself. You're in a valley in the forest beside a stream tumbling along a rocky bed. At your feet, all the water of the stream splashes into a 2-inch slit in the rock. Downstream, the stream bed is bare rock. You're in a 20-foot depression floored with bare dirt. Set into the dirt is a strong steel grate mounted in concrete. A dry stream bed leads into the depression. The grate is locked. The grate is unlocked. All right. You're in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. A low crawl over cobbles leads inwards to the west. The grate is open. You're crawling over cobbles in a low passage. There is a dim light to the east of the passage. There is a small wicker cage discarded nearby. Let's get the cage. It's now pitch dark. If you proceed, you will likely fall. And now, possibly the most famous line ever typed in a game, light lamp. You're in the debris room, or a debris room, filled with stuff washed in from the surface. A low, wide passage with cobbles becomes plugged with mud and debris here, but an awkward canyon leads upwards and west. A note on the wall says, magic word XYZZY. And from here on in, it plays pretty much exactly the same as every other copy of Colossal Cave or Adventure that you may have come across. If you really fancy having a play of it at some point, if you haven't already, then by all means go and pick yourself up the level 9 Colossal Cave version for the ZX Spectrum and play it in your favourite Spectrum emulator. That, I think, has the nicest oldie schooly graphics. If you fancy playing the Microsoft version, then sure enough you can play it on this PCJS site, or you can pick it up for whatever emulator, DOSBox or whatever that you fancy on most good abandonware sites. But I think I'll stop it right there, just in case you haven't played it. Don't want to give too many of the clues away. See you on the next December video. Rough stone steps lead up the dome. Let's see where we can go. There's a low room with a crude note on the wall. The note says, "You won't get it up the steps. There's a large sparkling nugget of gold here." Let's get the gold. Oops. Have to carry something. What have I got that I can drop? Well, I don't think I need the keys anymore, because I use them to get in. Okay. in the Hall of Mists. Let's try and go up this. The dome is unclimbable. Notice the word the dome. You might remember that the dome was actually mentioned. I don't know if it was on the map, but the dome is another location within the Colossal Cave. Can I use the magic word? No. Alright. You're in the Hall of the Mountain King, with the passages off in all directions. A huge green fierce snake bars the way. Okay, so basically, this is Microsoft Adventure, one of the first 2 games available for the IBM PC, and it forms a great piece of history. And if you want to play the game and don't want to have any more of the game ruined, I suggest you stop the video now. Otherwise, I'll carry on playing for a little while. If you do decide to go, thanks very much for watching. Okay, let's open the cage. Okay, can I release the bird? The little bird attacks the green snake and an astounding flurry drives the snake away. Hooray! Okay, so I don't need the cage anymore. Okay, the small wicker cage and the cheerful little bird is sitting here. Passages lead off in all directions. Okay, well, let's try east. You're at one end of a vast hall stretching forward out of sight to the west. There are openings on either side. Nearby, a wide stone staircase leads downwards. The hall is filled with wisps of white mist, leading to and fro as if alive. A cold wind blows up the staircase. There's a passage at the top of the dome behind you. Okay. Oh, right, that's interesting. So north takes you to the Hall of the Mountain King, but east takes you back. Yes, so it's... Okay. You're in a low north-south passage at a hole in the floor. The hole goes down to an east. There are bars of silver, right? Okay, we'll get those bars. You're in a large room with a passage to the south, a passage to the west, and a wall of broken rock to the east. There's a large Y2 on a rock in the room centre. A hollow voice says, "Pluch." So, I'm assuming that you're still here because you don't mind having some spoilers. The Y2 is supposed to be U2. Now, it would have been much easier if it actually said U2 rather than Y2, but it's supposed to mean you say the word pluch 2. So there we go. We say puch and we're now inside the building. If we drop the silver, we drop the gold. Did we get anything else? No, we didn't. Okay, and if we say pluch again, we're back at Y2. If we go west from Y2, you're at a low window overlooking a huge pit. Now, there are a few places within Colossal Cave which mention a mirror canyon or a mirror room or a mirror lake. So this might be a nod to that. You're at a low window overlooking a huge pit which extends up out of sight. The floor is indistinctly visible over 50 feet below. Traces of white mist cover the floor of the pit, becoming thicker to the right. Marks in the dust around the window would seem to indicate that someone has been here recently. Directly across the pit from you and 25 feet away is a similar window looking into a lighted room. A shadowy figure can be seen here, peering back at you. Can I look at the figure? Okay. In some of the games you can wave to the figure. It's a mirror. It's you that you're looking at. Jumble of rock with cracks everywhere. So this is the first kind of maze. There we go. Right, so we've gone north into the Mountain King. Let's try to go west instead of going north to the Pluch. So we're going from... you're in the west side chamber of the Hall of the Mountain King. A passage continues west and up here. There are many coins. Okay, we'll get the coins. Okay, you're at the crossover, a high north passage and a low east-west one. Okay, you're at the east end of a very long hall, apparently without side chambers. To the east are a low, wide crawl slants up. To the north, a round 2-foot hole slants down. You're at the west end of a very long, featureless hall. The hall joins up with a narrow north-south passage. All right, let's go north for a change. Crossover, a high north-south passage and a low east-west one. Okay, we've got north, dead end, damn it. Let's go south. West of a long hall. Okay. East end of a long hall. West end of a long hall. I think I'm going around in circles. Yep, I think I am. I am going around in circles. West side chamber of the... okay, fine. North, nope. Can I go down? No, right, north, dead end. I'm lost. South is a little passage 6 feet off the floor. Ah, right, okay, let's go that way. maze of twisty passages, and here is the second most famous line in all of gaming. You're in a maze of twisty passages all alike. Now there is a way through this, but unfortunately, unlike later games which actually give you slight clues by changing the wording, so some of them say you're in a twisty maze of little passages, or you're in a little twisty maze of passages. This one just says you're in a maze of twisty little passages. Yes, I'm prepared. Yes, I want a hint to get out of here. You can make the passages look less alike by dropping things. Oh, thanks. What do I not need? Well, I need pretty much all of it. So, no. Hey, oh, all right. Better get that axe. Little dwarf just walked around the corner, saw you, threw a little axe at you, which missed, cursed and ran away. Right, so I've now got his axe. That little dwarf is going to cause me no end of problems, I think, if I don't get out of here. Ah! I'm going to throw axe at the dwarf. Get rid of him. Die, dodges. Ah! Throw axe at dwarf. Ah, man it. Oh well, never mind. Throw axe at dwarf. Yay! I got him. Right, okay. So, he's not going to attack me anymore. There's a little axe here, okay. I feel like I'm going around in circles. Right, so if I keep going up and up, I keep going to axe. I might need the map. Alright, so if I go north, east, west, can't go any direction from the axe except south. Nope, I can go up or down. Okay, so I'm going to go down from the axe. Okay, if I go... Okay, dead end. Okay, can I go west from the bottle of water? What else can I drop? Right, I'm going to have to drop the coins. Okay, can I go west from the coins? I can. Drop the food. West from the food. West from the food takes me to the food. North from the food takes me to the coins. South from the food takes me to the food. Okay, so the food, west from, so get the food. The food is a... oh, I can't. Oh, heck. I'm lost. Oh, go away, dwarf. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to get deaded. Oh, I got myself killed. I think I needed to make a map. All right, there you go. There's Microsoft Adventure. I ended up getting myself trapped in the maze of twisted little passages. I remember that frustrating me back in the day as well. But my mum and I sat and we made a map. All right, so thanks for watching. Microsoft Adventure, one of the first 2 games for the IBM PC. Yeah, part of a very long history. And the most recent game, obviously, is the Colossal Cave remake, which Roberta Williams and Ken Williams have made, which is full 3D. I do heartily recommend that you check it out. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye now.